gas prices jumped like a mofo. It's $4.39. It was under $4 not that long ago. Like what? A week or two ago? Ridiculous. But I have to drive into the office, deliver some stuff real quick. So gas up and we will head out. Alright, let's get out of here. Sun is kicking. It's right in my face. Go get some breakfast. And then head off to one of the offices. Ooh. Ooh, it's bright. Still bright. It's a Thursday. It's Thursday morning. 6:57. Get to the office, drop some stuff off, get back if I can get some stuff done. A lot of projects going on that I need to work on. I need to get these things to the office. And I need to get the scrap out of my car too. wake up. This red light, I can open up the app. So I need my Dunkin' Donuts app. Dunkin' Donut. Yeah. The sun is in your face. Trying to get in here before too many cars show up. Oh, perfect timing. Train is blocking the rest of the traffic. Got one car in front of me. We good. I got the app. Get ready to scan. I didn't check to see if there was any specials. That's fine. I ain't got time for that. Lighting is key, people. That's why you see it get washed out and then it looks good. That it's washed out. Then it looks good. Lighting is key.
How can I help you?
Yeah, let me get the sausage, egg, and cheese croissant.
Okay.
Avocado toast, no bacon.
Okay.
Large hot coffee with sugar and extra cream.
Okay.
That'll be all.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. I am a creature of habit. Sun, bright light. Bright light, bright light.
A large hot coffee?
Yep.
All right. Coffee. Here's your avocado toast. You have a good day.
You too, thank you. Let's head out. If it wasn't for the sun, I would probably put it on the road a little bit and like flip back and forth. Get a little more me time, but that sun is kicking. Now, obviously, when I eat, which is now, you're getting road. Okay. Angle that a little bit better. But you can enjoy the road while I stuff my face, because that is not going to be on camera. Don't mind me for a few minutes. You know, I'm just eating. But and now we're heading to the highway. Now I gotta go to one of the offices we work with. Drop some stuff off, or another tech to pick it up and take it the rest of the way. Basically doing a handoff, but I don't know what time they're going to be at the office, so I'm just going first thing in the morning to get it done. Should end up hitting some construction, but hopefully not too much. Shouldn't take more than 10-15 minutes at the office. Morning sun is just in your face, though. Traveling would be a lot easier for me if I was a little bit closer to the highway. It is what it is. Right now we're just doing the app for YouTube set up on the horizontal stream. On the way to the office. Then I'm going to stop the stream, take care of what I got to do, restart it on my other channel as a vertical. Not the best test because I'm flipping between channels, but I think last time I did it on this channel in vertical, and I need to test it on the other channel just to see a lot of the differences. Other channel's more active for one, so I would think I would get more people in the room. Plus, with the vertical being pushed to shorts, I might get more people in the room. And even if they're not in the room and active in the room, they like came and left, so it counts in the matrix. So I want to see how that affects the analytics. I'm not very active in this channel, and I firmly believe the number of subscribers you have doesn't make that big of a difference. Especially with the lives, I think. Because unless you're a bigger channel. I've seen people, I've seen people with several thousand subscribers when they go live. They might have like 5, 10. They got the most 200, give or take. I mean, you would think if you have like 100,000 subscribers, you would have more than 10, 20 people, 100 people in the room. Never seems to work that way. Might be because of time zones and other things, but it's giving me the impression that people may be more into, I guess, the recorded videos and viewing afterwards than actually the lives, where I'm the opposite. I prefer being in the lives. A little bit of a build up here. Not major, but a little bit of a build up. Alright, we're gonna be able to go a little more zoomy. See how many people cut me off today. Speed limit is now 55. I am coming up to 55 now. So I locked it in at 56. Highway's pretty close, so it doesn't look like it's close enough to notice any issues. Let's check out the highway. Now, the last time I did this, and I forgot to go back in the video and find it, I did catch on the live at least one or two really nutty drivers. I forgot to go back and review the video and see if I can make shorts out of it. But today I'm just going to deal with the right lane. I'm not the slow vehicle. I don't care to deal with people merging because they merge like shit. But I actually need to be in this lane all the way to go where I'm going, so it's right. With the full-time job, I don't really have a lot of extra time for the channel, but one thing I'm realizing is channel growth doesn't bother me, but there's not a lot of interaction. I was hoping by now I would have gotten some comments like, can you explain this further? Can you provide information on this thing or that thing? And it's like, the lack of interaction and feedback really doesn't give me any ideas for future videos or what to deal with or do. So my last live I think I did on the other channel, I believe was related to the networking again, which was one of my original videos. But I was all over the place. I don't script things, I just talk, so I don't think I'll ever script things or even want to script things, to be honest. Now, I did find this one video very interesting. Very interesting. A bunch of non-technical people setting up a very nice and elaborate system. Look into a little bit more. They use things that I didn't even think about. I don't normally work with outdoor networking, so if these parts aren't needed, it's good to know. But there was a couple things, and I don't want to pick on people. I don't want to come off that way. But I was thinking of kind of doing like not a reaction video, but doing something to kind of talk into their setup, because I'm not a network professional, but I have a little bit better understanding of, I guess, networking and stuff than the average Joe. So I saw their setup and I'm like, okay, that's actually very, very nice looking. Looks good, except for one or two things. Mainly the mounts of their they probably should have just went with they probably had the reasons for the models they got, so I probably shouldn't say nothing about that. But you wall mounted ceiling mount access points, so that's not the greatest. It's gonna work. It's not the greatest. I mean, I do it myself because it's just a pain to try to get anything on my wall, my ceiling. A lot of these prosumer and consumer devices, especially in the US and stuff, I mean, you're going to have a drop ceiling most likely and that kind of thing. So you could just screw the access points right to the drop ceiling, put the panel back up, and wire it, and you're good to go. You got a solid wall, or a solid ceiling, I should say. You got to get up there, you got to run the cable. You're not going to, unless you're really doing a professional job, you're not going to be running the cable through the wall. You're going to have it outside the wall. Which their setup was really nice, don't get me wrong. It's just seeing the ceiling mounted access points on the side of the wall. You're affecting your network that way. I don't know all the technical terms and all that stuff. I just know kind of like do's and don'ts for best practice and best performance and stuff. And then they were using mesh access points, but really Unified's access points, they all are capable of meshing. So yeah, they got mesh in the name, but that doesn't mean all of them can't mesh. And they kind of made a comment, which now I'm curious and I want to look into. They had to disable meshing on their access points, their indoor access points, because they were concerned, or I guess they experienced the meshing, which didn't make sense to me. Maybe they were looking at it differently, because if you have a wired connection to your access point, it's not going to mesh, to the best of my knowledge. Other devices would mesh to it, which to me might be what they experienced, because if you're doing a wireless connection from access point to access point, unless you tell it to specifically only use certain one, like this is your primary, lock on it, it's going to jump between access points depending on what it feels has the best connection. So maybe that's what they were experiencing. But what I want to play with, but I don't have property large enough for a situation where I can do it, I want to play with the Wi-Fi bridges. Unlike a regular mesh setup, a Wi-Fi bridge is different. I hope that wasn't my exit. Oh shoot. Was that my exit? I'm gonna have to GPS myself now. Son of a gun. I shouldn't have made it that fast. But now I'm worried. We'll see what the GPS says.
Traffic laws, be alert and use voice commands while
Oh no, I still got 5
proceed
miles.
on 994 East.
The name threw me off for a second. I'll just leave the GPS on. But yeah, the point-to-point or point-to-multi-point bridges are a different animal. And in certain situations, that's probably what you really want to go to. So I would have... Their particular setup would have cost more, but should have been a lot more... a lot more, I don't want to use the word better, but it is a better setup. But you're adding a device, because the point-to-point is literally just that. The one device beams the network to the other device. But these things could go for miles. So this guy had, I don't know how many acres that he was trying to spread his Wi-Fi around and everything. But his exact same setup, but instead of doing the mesh networking like he was, doing point to point, but at the same time, the distance wasn't as far, so he could get away with the way he did it. But I think he had like a gate or something that was like real far. That one I probably would have did a point to point. If you really needed way stronger Wi-Fi, or I should just say network in general. But the access points are really the only thing I could say better off to mount them on the ceiling or in that type of orientation. Mounting them vertically on the wall is not recommended. And people that actually know what they're doing would be able to give you all the technical information. But again, I know basics. I know you don't do this, you don't do that, you do this, you do this. Kind of. And again, I don't follow it 100% because it's more convenient for me to do it one way or the other. But now that I know the negative aspects of it, or the possible negative aspects of it, I need to modify that. But I do want to buy some point-to-point or point-to-multi-point devices and play with it. But being in the city and stuff, where would you install that stuff? Where would you deal with that? It's not, I mean, even in my area, I'm not in the city, but even in my area, it's not something unless I had property that were like in some kind of line of sight. They were almost a mile away from each other.
In 1.5 miles, turn right onto exit 25A.
We are almost there.
In 1/2 mile, turn right onto exit 25A.
Here's your chance, homie. Pay attention. Pay attention. Now you're going faster. Dude, you were snoozing on that. Jesus Christmas. Jesus Christmas. All right. Let's focus.
Turn right onto exit 25B now.
Yeah. I know. Cancel route. I know where I'm at now. And I mean, bridges are more expensive, but still, if you take in consideration the benefits and everything, and if we could get it to do right, work right, whatever, it's gonna be nice. It could be nice. It should be nice. Yeah. I have to rewatch that video because now I'm curious of the equipment they were using again. Because what he was using, yeah. Okay, I remember what he was using now. He was using the outdoor APs, but he was using the higher end models. So that was fine. Again, depending on the distance, bridges would have been better and faster. But I don't think he had 3 different areas. Only one of them I think was further away. I'll have to look into the specifications and see what all the distancing is. So let me flip you because we're closer to the office. You guys don't need to know where I'm going. You need to know where I'm going. Plus, I finished eating, so you can look this way. So tired still. What time is it? 7:32. I actually don't start until 8, but I'll probably get a little bit earlier of a start today because I gotta empty out. The back of the car. Plus, I have to drop off the stuff that they're gonna be picking up. So, yeah. The sun's in my eye. I think I just want an excuse to buy point to point to multi-point access points or devices, or bridges, not just point to point. Although I probably still consider point to point. I think they're still considered point to point. I don't think they're considered just bridges. They're point to point bridges or point to multi-point or multi-point to point bridges. I'm not too concerned with terminology and all that stuff. I know it's important, but so we're real close to the office now, so once I get there, I'm gonna walk. Let's be real. I'm gonna walk in, drop off some stuff, grab a cart, come back out, load that up with the scrap, and we'll jump back on the road. I wanted to do this as early as possible. That way we avoid a lot of traffic and everything. Just gonna park. this done. Keep forgetting I got a camera. I should just use the camera when I'm parking. I'm so not used to the camera. Alright. Let's see if I could do this quick. I'll just leave you guys here for a minute and run and do this. Go ahead and clock in. Come on. My key fob should work. I don't think I have a time limit on it. Shoot an email. I need to set this up better because it takes too long to put everyone's name on here. Okay. All right. One more. All right. I spelled that wrong. Dropping off. Stuff. Such a professional. Dropping off stuff. Send. I'm a professional. All right, let me turn this off because it doesn't need to be on. And I'll be back. Oh, wrong place. Start with this bag. Alright, now we can unload the back. Hope I got enough space in here. Oh, don't want to lose stuff. And throw my... That's staying with me. Clear out this little crap. have to hold on to these laptops because I can't remember which one's which now. Hold on to the chargers for now. That should do. Oh, that was kind of nice. I'll hold on to that. All right. All right. Ready to go. Undo, delete, undo. I don't care. I'll redo it later. Where is she? Here she is. Okay. Photos. All right. That is sent. Check emails before I leave. That way I don't say we had something we should have done. Don't know who's working on this. Okay. Offline. Assign task. Something else. Wow. Okay. All right. Check support tickets real quick. If anything. Nothing. Okay. There was something here. What's with the postmaster? Okay, I'm not worried about links. What's this? Okay, I'll check this out when I get to the house. All right, we out of here. Let me just go back into inbox. Sent. Done. Remote. Projects. All right. Let's head back. Give you guys a road view once we make this turn. Not see. Might be better than looking at me. So yeah, like I was saying before we got here, and what I'll probably do, I'm wondering, again, I'm not trying to say anything negative. I love the fact that they did this entire elaborate setup. But just want to point out a couple things. I'm going to have to rewatch the video. And just kind of mention and recommend. They'll probably never see it, but, bigger channels don't look at smaller channels as far as I'm concerned. And they're a big channel, but they're more of a... They kept saying something about like homestead or something. They're outdoorsy people. They build their own little shacks and houses. They got like big land stuff. I don't want to say nomads. I don't even really know the proper definition of a nomad. But they kind of like off grid. No, not even off grid because they got Wi-Fi and electrical and all that stuff. They use the word homestead thing. So, but their channel, I believe, is way bigger than any of mine by leaps and bounds. And I mean, what they came up with was pretty elaborate, considering they're not even, into networking and any kind of technical thing like that. And I love their decisions with most of the stuff, especially the company. I like Unified. Oh, that auto shut off drives me crazy. I personally love Unified equipment. I have it myself all over my house. I actually have multiple networks because I'm a goofball. I need to consolidate all my networks into two. My work and my personal. And I just been procrastinating on that. But I need to get that done. So, might look into, if I want to do it right, I got to get the basement fixed. That's going to be expensive. If I get the basement fixed and it's not flooding anymore and all that stuff, then I can put some equipment in the basement and set up around the house properly. And hop back on the highway just to get back home real quick. And then I'll just hop on the computer and work from the house. They got computers I need to set up, iPads I need to set up. Everything's at the house. So. mean, if there was a way to just find some, again, I'm just a goofball, but if there's a way to find some cheap land where I could just play, I could mess around with these point-to-points and try to do literally blanket Wi-Fi as best as I like design in my head and actually do financially, to blanket an entire area with Wi-Fi. And I mean, big organizations and companies could do it. They got the finances, they got the knowledge and the experience and all that. But I mean, as an individual, if I had, I mean, maybe not even multiple acres of land, but maybe just 1 acre or something close to 1 acre of land, and I could play. Go. Go, 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 go. Let's hop on the highway. Get going. Trying to remember what I have left on each device. I need 3 iPads. They should be pretty much done. I got to put screen protectors on them. I don't have the labels to put on them, so I'll have to do that on site. And then I just got to slap them onto the keyboard cases and make sure I pair them. Then I got the 3 iPads for the maintenance department. Got to do the same thing. Screen protectors. And I'll have to wait until I can get the labels on them. Yeah. And I'll let them know that most likely it's going to be Tuesday. I can't probably do it any earlier than that. Everything's ready except for the screen protectors. I got to put those on. Never did those before. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be that good at it, but we'll get it done. Then I'll rebox them and take them to the office on Tuesday and put them on their cases from there. Bit faster, guys. I think we're good here. No, I think this lane's gonna die too in a little bit. Go over one more. Watch this BMW dog it through now. Just because I opened it up for him. But we're going to be merging, so he needs to hurry up. And there he goes. Could have gave it a little bit more petrol there, homie. Or whatever. So it was a little bit of a special drop-off, so I had to go into the office. The nice thing is there's someone else from my department that's going to be stopping at that office and what I dropped off is actually for the Chicago office. So I'd rather drive half the way than all the way into the city. Unless I have to. But for this situation, I didn't have to, so it worked out. Kind of curious how long I could probably do the live before it crashes or something happens. The phone hasn't overheated yet. It's on a charger, which does heat it up, but the sun's not hitting it directly the way I have it mounted now, so I think that might be what's going on. And then yeah, once I get to the house, I could probably just keep it live, walk into the house, put it down, set up my stuff for work. Just curious if I should even do that. I haven't done an actual complete shifting since I used to do security back in the day with streaming to Justin TV. God, that was what, 14 years ago. Jeez, it's about 14 years ago since I've actually done a live stream. And all I used to do was drive to work, set up the camera in the guardhouse, and just chill. It's a little bit different than guardhouse, so I don't know if I should do it, but at least you'll have the ride home. And I'll have some data. So far, it seems like if you really want to have people in the room, people chatting, all that stuff, it's like, unless you're a larger established channel, it's like you have to go vertical. And I'm really not a fan of vertical. I can't help it. To me, being horizontal, you get a better view, whether it's outside the office, in the building, wherever. I can't wrap my head around the whole vertical thing, I guess. But the amount of traffic you get on a vertical, the possibility of, interaction, growth. I mean, I've seen channels in the last few months go crazy. I mean, I've seen channels that get hundreds of new subscribers a day. And to me, that seems insane. But they all do vertical. And other things. I mean, they're in another country, which I guess alone is appealing. They do very long streams, 3 hours plus. So, I mean, they get a lot of traction. And I guess through all that interaction, all that traction, YouTube just continues to push them more and more and more. So, it's interesting to watch. I mean, there were channels that had less subscribers than my other channel, and they're already beating me. They already have more subscribers than me. I guarantee you they have a lot more watch hours because I mainly do videos. I don't do lives. But it's a curiosity. Oh, it's still too freaking early. I don't know why I keep saying it's early. I used to get up earlier than this, but I'm getting old. Alright, so it's 8:01. Even though I already clocked in, this would have been my normal clocking time. Get on the computer and see what's going on as soon as I can. When I get a chance, check out this car booster I just bought. 'Cause my other car, I've been using a newer car so much that I should probably at least once a week start the other car. It's dead. Unless someone stole my battery, the battery's dead. I probably should have checked to see if someone stole my battery. Whatever. So I bought some kind of car jumper that you don't, not just the cables. It's a device that once it's charged up and everything, it can jump your car by itself. You don't need another car and all that stuff. So I'm gonna try to get my Pontiac started today. If again they didn't steal the battery out of it. Yeah, I'm gonna probably stop driving this one so much. Keep the mileage down. I might have to sell it. So clean it up, store it in the garage, turn it on once in a while. Probably take it out once a week just to get the tires rolling. I like it, but I still have the other car. 2 cars is expensive. Just saying. And before anyone says anything, I am actually not driving slow. I get comments once in a while that I'm driving too slow, all these cars are passing me up. Yeah, it's not me driving slow, it's the opposite. Just letting you all know now. Since I started driving and got comfortable with it, I never drive slow. I don't drive like a maniac like I used to when I was in my 20s, but slow is no. I have no clue what this truck was just doing right there. That made no sense to me. But yeah, we are in Illinois. I'm actually north. We are north of Chicago. And that's about all you need to know. And traffic is going to be building up, but it's going the opposite direction. So if you ever heard people complaining about traffic in Chicago, one, I'm in the northern suburbs, so technically not in Chicago. And for this time of day, the traffic's actually on the opposite side, or will be on the opposite side. Now, what I really want to do live is when I go into the city, when I actually go into Chicago, Last time it routed me by the lakefront. To me, that's a nice view to see the lakefront, like by Lincoln Park Zoo and the beach area, but not that close to the beach. But Lakeshore Drive. They had me take Lakeshore Drive, so we got a view of the waterfront a little. My 4-camera dash cam system that I have in this car, I have another one. It's what I had used in Pontiac, and what I used when I went to the Philippines for like trying to get B-roll and everything. I took it in the house, the car is dead. I thought maybe I had it plugged in or something. I don't think I did. But I'm going to try to see if there's a way to tap into those cameras, because that would be kind of cool, I think. If I could actually stream my dash cam and not my phone, I think that would be interesting. Even if it's all 4 cameras at the same time, just like the little LCD screen, to me, I think that would be cool. You'll get a view of the front of the road, the back of the road, and wherever I point the other 2 cameras. That'll be a nice little hack. Which and again, I don't know if it does this, because most of the footage is just on the card, but if there's a port or a connection on this where it's designed where you can just like plug it into a TV to like view it, and just like cameras, you take a camera, normally I have an input on the camera that you can just plug to the TV and review your pictures and your video and everything. I'd be kind of curious. Now, yes, I could use the app. I believe I could access one camera off the app, and then I could just try to figure out how to stream the screen off that particular phone, which will probably not be as difficult, but it's not going to be as nice either. Slow down for the construction area. Just gotta get to the house real quick and jump on the computer before I could get some stuff done. Can't believe we're already at the end of July 2024. Little bit past the halfway mark of this year. Alright, road construction's over. Let's go. And I gotta check the Harley Davidson website, because I still want to get my motorcycle driving license. And people that I know, especially people that ride, they recommend just going to the Harley Davidson school, learn how to ride, and then try to get my motorcycle license or endorsement or whatever they call it added to my current license. not a moped. And I always got mopeds and scooters confused, I guess. But I believe the mopeds are the real small ones. I don't want to get a big motorcycle, but I was thinking a scooter. Been noticing a lot of scooters, especially when I was in the Philippines. They kind of look cool. I'll have to see. But what's interesting is under the seat they have a pretty good amount of storage. So as long as I can get my backpack in there with my laptop and everything, maybe not every day for work, but I could probably just hop on the scooter and go to work. Might be fun. I've been driving cars for so long, I'm kind of bored of them. Scooter might be fun. As long as I pay attention to the weather. Knowing me, I'll go out without paying attention, knowing there's going to be like a rainstorm or something by the time I'm coming back home. Yeah, so not exactly the boonies, but not exactly the city. I like it out here better. Not as crowded as the city, not as crazy and all the other stuff. But you have access to anything and everything you need. So not exactly out in the boonies, as they say. People out here have actual yards, not just a little patch in the middle of a block of cement or something. Another thing I was thinking about, and it might take a little while to get it set up, is a lot of ever since I took vacation in the Philippines, my interest has been in the Philippines, and not just the Filipino P, but there's a lot of Filipino streamers that I started noticing. Some of them are not even Filipino, but they're in the Philippines, and I noticed that they seem to talk a lot about the West and how we're this, how we're that, that kind of thing. Culture shock when we go to the Philippines, and I start hearing some of the stuff they say, and I'm like, okay, I understand you're kind of generalizing, and that's normal to generalize, but I don't see it. I mean, out of a list of 10 things, 1 or 2 maybe, because we're just not accustomed to it at all. But I think people that are not familiar with the U.S. and other probably Western countries and stuff, is especially the U.S., I guess, we're mixed. I mean, Russians, Ukrainians, Puerto Ricans, Mexicans, Cubans, Dominicans, Irish, Chinese, Filipino, Japanese. I mean, pretty much anything you could think of, there's Americans. And they still have, not all, they still have their culture. I mean, there's a lot of stuff Puerto Rico has similar to the Philippines. I'm not trying to say they're 100% the same, but I mean, they talk about, we eat rice. Well, Puerto Ricans eat rice. A lot of nationalities and ethnicities, or whatever you want to call it, eat rice. They talk about other things, the countryside. Puerto Rico's countryside is very similar to the Philippines countryside. You got the farms, you got, even the houses. Puerto Rico, from what I heard, I wasn't born and raised on the island, but, we're only a generation off. My parents grew up on the island, were born and raised. And, I heard stories here and there. Even my brother, when they went over there to visit, like the grandparents and stuff, I heard stories, houses were built out of, like wood and other things that looks like they just found it around the property and just stuck nails to it or something like that. I heard about the outhouses and all that stuff. And just like you would watch in the old, cowboy movies, except instead of being in that era, more current, then I was expecting that when I went to visit my grandparents for the first time in Puerto Rico, about 20-something years ago. And when I got to the house, I was like, this looks like a normal house, except it's made out of like cement. When I went to the Philippines, houses were made out of cement or concrete or whatever. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm not going to be culture shocked by that. I think the one thing is the bathroom situation, but that's not just the Philippines. Not everybody uses toilet paper. They got the bays, or I can't even say it right. But when I visited, they had, same toilet we would have with toilet paper and everything. So it was westernized, at least the house I was at. But that would be one thing, I guess, to get used to. But I think I was in the room and I mentioned lechon, and they're like, "Oh, you had lechon before?" I'm like, "Yeah, I could probably go to the store right now and get some." When I was visiting my grandparents in Puerto Rico, they actually went to a farm, picked up a pig, threw it in the back of a truck, went, cut it, did pretty much everything themselves, sent it out to get cooked or smoked or whatever it is, and then came back and they ate it. I told them, Puerto Ricans eat lechon. I'm not a fan of morcilla, blood sausage, but Puerto Ricans have blood sausage. Pig intestine filled with rice and blood and who knows what else. They make a sausage out of it. So the same lechon, the same pig that they're gonna roast, they gut it, they take out the intestines and they bleed it out and all that stuff, and they make sausage. So, culture shock? Yeah, I was born and raised in the States. But, I've already kind of heard about some of these things from my parents and my relatives. The difference is I've never experienced it myself, I guess. So it might be uncomfortable or something like that at first, but it's not gonna like shock me or freak me out. And they talk about how kind and friendly Westerners are. I'm sorry, maybe to foreigners, but not to fellow Westerners. I've gotten into a lot of arguments and issues with people growing up throughout the years, and yeah, I think what it is when you get Americans, or I'm just gonna say Americans because I can't talk for other countries, but when you get Americans, and not all, some, out of their normal element, they're gonna change. So they might be a-holes here, but as soon as you drop them on the Philippines Islands, they might be nice. But it's the environment, it's the culture, I guess, that may tend to push them to be a little nicer. But you drop them back in New York, they're pricks. Or California or Chicago or wherever, they'll be pricks again. So I just find it interesting when I hear all that stuff. But I think it'll be interesting to get a couple of Americans and a couple of Filipinos and just have a little discussion, have a little talk. Be like, hey, I heard this. Is that true? Well, I heard this. I have to see if I can get something like that going. My channel's too small to do it. I mean, I got the technology and the equipment, but to get the actual views and all that stuff, that would have to be someone else's channel. And that adds a layer of difficulty right there, because if they're not set up right, it'd be harder to do a live stream with multiple people. That'll just turn into a Zoom call. And then they're gonna try to just screen share your screen or something. Alright. Back on me before we stop this. And again, I don't use the camera. I don't know if I'll get used to the camera. Come on. There we go. Grab my phone, grab my laptop, run in the house and see what's up. Is my coffee done? Yeah, so I don't need to grab anything but my bag. Yeah, I know. Alright, that's it. Have fun, relax. Should I take it in the house? Let's just walk in the house. See if I can grab everything I need to grab. No, I gotta focus on work. I gotta control myself. Alright everyone, laters.